Hey YouTube, why am I killing my grass? Well, I'll tell you, because I'm planting new grass, but a different kind. What I'm doing is I want to put in a putting green, just for fun, see if I can do it. I want to plant bentgrass seed, so I need to kill off the Kentucky Bluegrass that's there. I've already got a good start killing it. That's why it's all brown. And if you look at the neighbor's yard, it's all green. On where I haven't sprayed, it's green. So what I'm going to do is plant bentgrass seed. Bentgrass seed likes a sandy soil, or at least that's what golf courses do, so I'm going to do that. So I ordered a bunch of sand. I put some of it back here already. There's a pile of it. It's kind of blending in with the dead grass, but there's some sand. I actually ordered 7 tons of it. I've used about a ton of it to top dress the soccer field and also top dress the front yard. I scalped the front yard down, and I'm top dressing it and overseeding it with a mix of Kentucky Bluegrass and perennial ryegrass, and I think there's a little bit of fescue in it. It's a blend specifically designed to be able to keep at 5/8 of an inch. So if I want to mow it low, I can. So that's what I did in the front. I'll probably end up doing it all around the yard, but I'm just breaking it up into small sections to see how it does, and also because I like to finish a project once I've started it, and I don't want to scalp the entire yard and not be able to follow through on it. Since I only have time to work while the little ones are napping, and I have 3 little ones at home, 2 are in school, so we have 5 kids, and I'm a stay-at-home dad, so the only time I can get out here to work is when naps overlap, and today just happens to be a day where I have some free time to work. So let me show you what I'm doing for the putting green. Let's focus on that today. So over here, this is what I've started doing. This soil is a sand and soil mix. It's about 50-50, give or take. And let me show you, I'll grab a handful and show you. So what I have here, it's a sand and soil mix, and it's pretty loose. So that will give a nice firm, once it's rolled and smoothed out, I'll be able to get a nice flat putting green. So the sandy soil mix is good for bentgrass seed. And it's good for a putting green because you can smooth it out. It stays loose while you're putting it on, and then you can roll it and compact it. And since it has a lot of sand in it, it doesn't break down as much as if I were to use just regular, like, pulverized dirt. So it's going to give a nice firm putting green that's going to stay flat. Now I am going to end up top dressing periodically, aerating and top dressing, and the putting green will get better and better because there will be some settling over time, but my hope is that if I continue to top dress and continue to work it, it'll get better and better from year to year. Another thing that I've done to prepare for the grass is I've put in drainage. All right, so behind me, I put in drainage through the putting green in the low spots. And what that drainage consists of is I dug a trench and I put drain tile, the pipe with holes in it. I put drain tile down there. That's in a sock. And then and then I filled the pit with gravel, and that's also wrapped in landscape fabric. So it's, if you look up how to do a French drain, that's basically what I did for the drainage. And that goes underground and it takes it off of the property. So any water that comes onto the putting green will get channeled to the drainage there, and it'll get taken off of the green. That way the grass can remain healthy and water's not going to be sitting there, so it'll provide better air circulation and less fungus and mold and things growing. So we're hoping to put all this work in and also maintain it so that the grass has a long life. So last year I put in a patio, and the reason I'm telling you that is because I had to dig a big pit. So I went down about a foot, a little more in some areas, to put in the patio, because I filled it with gravel, compacted it, put sand to level it, and then pavers on top. But when I dug the pit, I ended up removing a lot of dirt, because the patio extends from one side of the house all the way to the other. And so when you dig down, you get a lot of dirt. And that dirt is piled up behind our playground. So that's the dirt that I'm going to use for the putting green. But it has a lot of big rocks in it, and I don't want the rocks in the putting green. So how I'm mixing the dirt, and I'll show you the process, is I built a tool here. Okay, behind me is a screen. I bought some wire, and then there's some 1x2s, and I screwed them together with the screen in place, and then I put the dirt on top and work it in, and it breaks the dirt apart, so it's essentially like a pulverized dirt, but it also screens out the rock. So let me show you how that works. So you park your wheelbarrow underneath the screen, and then I'm going to be shoveling dirt on there and just working it in, and it'll drop into the wheelbarrow. All right, once you have a pile of dirt, then you just start working it in. Okay, when most of it is in there, then you're mostly left with rocks. There are chunks of dirt in here that you could keep working and break them up, but you can just dump the rocks off and put another load of dirt on. And you just keep working it in. Okay, once you have some dirt, we're going to bring it over to the sand. So I'll bring it over to the sand and then show you how we mix it in. So let's get the sand mixed in. So I usually do 4 or 5 shovelfuls of sand. And then you just start mixing it. It doesn't have to be completely mixed at this point, because when you start raking it around, you can mix it on the ground, but give it a good mix. Eventually, you do want it to be completely mixed. All right, that's pretty good. Okay, we're just gonna dump it right here. Then we're gonna finish mixing it and spread it out. When you see clumps of sand, just try to mix it in, and if you see clumps of dirt, try to mix those in too, till it gets a uniform color. And when it dries, it'll match the rest of the dirt. Not that it needs to match, but it will. Okay, at this point, you can just spread it out a little bit. I like to use the rake upside down for this part, because it's easier to push. Once it's all spread out, I'm going to come out with the leveling rake. But if I try it right now, because I'm going a little deep, if I bring it out right now, the leveling rake's just going to dig in. And so we just want to spread it out now. Probably roll it and then use a leveling rake. Just kind of keep working it until it's level. All right, so now we just have to repeat the process about 1,000 times. So that's the basic process that I'm using, mixing the dirt and the sand, first screening the dirt, and then mixing it with the sand and spreading it out. It'll take some time to settle. I may also go back and spray some of the grass that's not completely dead. I have sprayed it twice already, but I may go back and do some spot spraying of the grass that's still a little bit green. I want to get probably 2 to 4 inches all the way around. Some areas are going to be deeper, some are not going to be as deep. I'm just going to take my time, do it when I can. That'll also give the soil time to naturally compact as it rains and gets packed down. Because before I plant the seed, I want to make sure everything's packed. I'll go back and add more soil sand mixture where I need it. You want to make sure everything is as level and shaped the way you want it before you plant the grass seed, because it's very hard to go back and make changes after the grass is starting to grow. Otherwise, you're going to be wasting time and money by covering up existing grass just to reshape it how you want it. So take your time while you're preparing, or at least I'm taking my time while I'm preparing the surface, plus the dead grass underneath. It'll compact over time. So it's going to be important for me to keep on top dressing and aerating and just maintaining it year after year. And the putting green will get better and better year after year. I'll probably have to come back and overseed it, and just, it's going to be a lot of maintenance, but I'm hoping that it's going to be worth it for me. All right, stay tuned in the next video. I'll keep you up to date, and probably at the end I'll make a shortened version of the whole process. But if you want to follow along as I'm working on it, like, subscribe, turn on your notifications so that you can keep up to date with my progress and follow what I'm doing over here at Plett Projects.